Right, first some breaking news though that will impact any club with international footballers. Plenty of them, of course. Kaveh Solokol is our international superstar who joins me now. Kaveh, what can you tell us about this?
Well, look, FIFA are going to give 70% more money to all clubs who release players for World Cup qualifiers and also the World Cup finals in USA, Canada and Mexico next summer. They've just announced that their new club benefit programme will mean that a total of £260 million will be shared between all these clubs. Now, this is controversial because a lot of fans look at all these qualifiers and think, one, we don't like the fact that it stops our domestic league programmes because we want to watch our teams every weekend. We don't necessarily want to watch qualifiers. And also, secondly, it seems that a lot of players are being injured in these qualifiers.
Yeah.
I mean, last week we saw, for instance, Omar Mamouche was injured. Yohan Wissa was injured. PSG very angry about the fact that Doué and Dembele were injured as well. FIFA have turned around today and said that they're going to increase by 70% the pot of money that is available for these clubs. And it used to be, for the last settlement for the World Cup in Qatar in 2022, it was £153 million. That was shared between 440 clubs. So it's going up from £153 million to £260 million. Now, that is for all clubs who release players for a qualifier. Even if the player doesn't go on to play in the finals next summer, the club who released the player for a qualifier will get a share of that pot.
OK, so my big question is, why are FIFA doing this then? Is this trying to make internationals more attractive that perhaps aren't then? Is that the underlying reason?
I think the reason FIFA are doing it is that FIFA make a lot of money from World Cups and they share the money that they make. FIFA is a not-for-profit organisation, so they're trying to distribute as much of the money as they make as possible back to member associations and also to clubs. I mean, looking from the outside in, you would have to say it's a good thing that the amount of money is increasing by 70%. But I still think a lot of fans will be thinking, well, just giving our club more money doesn't make up for the fact that, you know, we have weekends without Premier League football, and also it doesn't make up for the fact that sometimes some of our players come back injured. But of course FIFA would then turn around and say, well, the World Cup finals are probably the biggest show on earth, and we have to have a system of having qualifiers to work out who's going to play in those finals. And if you actually look at the proportion of international football being played that's organised by FIFA, it is a very, very small percentage of the total amount of football that is being organised by domestic leagues and also confederations like UEFA, for instance.
Just clarify for me. So even if the player turns up, is that right? Because obviously sometimes we hear that players get injuries and, you know, they can't make international duty and then they have to stay with their club. So in terms of that, what's the incentive to stay are part of the
basically what FIFA is saying is, for instance, let's take club Queen's Park Rangers. If QPR, if QPR release a player who's called up to the England squad, FIFA are saying that we will compensate QPR for the fact that their player has been called up for international duty.
Right.
Now, even if he doesn't go on to be part of the England squad at the next World Cup next summer, QPR will still be compensated by FIFA. It's a huge number of clubs. At the last World Cup in Qatar, 440 clubs got to share a pot of £153 million. Now, that is a lot of money for some clubs, but you have to say, for the big Premier League clubs, they would say that the share of even a pot as big as £260 million, when you divide it by 400 or 500 clubs, is not really a lot of money if you're a big Premier League club.
All right. OK, thanks for putting it into perspective for us, especially with your team there.